Hey, Happy New Year. Sorry this is a little later. I know I committed to do these things at 8 a.m. every single morning, but come on, give me a break. It was New Year's Eve last night, and I was ringing in the new year with some friends. A little shout out to Dan and Shay. Thanks for hosting an event and having us over yesterday. Very cool. And I actually was kind of networking. I didn't go there for the networking purposes, but I did meet a lot of very cool people, and I don't go anywhere without my business cards. Was able to pass some out and start some really cool relationships I think will turn into something. But with that being said, Happy New Year. This video that I'm about to do for you guys today and what we're going to talk about is kind of the heart of relationship marketing. It's the heart of what it's on my mind. And a lot of you have heard me maybe say this before if you've been in one of the workshops, and we talk about relationship marketing is like planting a forest of oak trees, one acorn at a time. And we're going to talk about what that means. And actually, I've got something that's coming out in the next couple of months. There's going to be a promotion we're going to give away. It's actually a poster called the Relationship Tree. Maybe more accurately, it should be called the Relationship Root System, because that's what we're talking about. If you think about planting an acorn, or any seed for that matter, you plant it and you could stare at dirt for a long, long time before you see anything happen. You've got to water it. You've got to nurture it. You've got to do a lot of stuff before you see any results. You've got to keep watering it and keep nurturing it, give it its sunlight and do all the right things. And then all of a sudden something sprouts out of the ground. And a lot of gardeners or farmers will put a little tree or a little fence around it, put a little netting over it to keep the birds away or keep animals away and protect it. And they continue to nurture it. And they continue to take care of it. They continue to take care of that seed just like we need to take care of a relationship. You've got to nurture it. You've got to take care of it. Look, it takes some time. It doesn't cost a lot of money to plant a seed, but it takes some time to be able to get some results out of that seed. And I want to encourage you to do this, and it's worth investing into those seeds or into those relationships to make sure that you get a good solid root system. Because look, we all know that a tree with a good solid root system can withstand the storm. It can withstand almost anything. You've seen trees that gone through hurricanes and tornadoes because they've got a good solid root system. And there's other plants that are out there that don't get a good root system and they're gone, they're destroyed. So it's important to make sure that you're investing time into your relationships. And that's why it's important to strategically pick your relationships and pick the right one. So you're investing this time into the right thing, because there may be a beginning of the time of that relationship where you don't see a lot of fruit. But you know that if you treat it the right way and you take care of it the right way, that tree, whether it's a fruit tree or an oak tree, it'll produce. It'll produce in a big way if you take care of it the right way. So I'm going to take a step back for a second and talk to you about planting this seed. When you plant that seed the right way and you really take care of the relationship in the right way, it takes a little bit of time. But let me give you an analogy. Let me break it down like this. Let's say you're going to try to build a relationship with a church, and you're going to work with the youth part of it, right? You're going to go work with the youth group and try to set something up with them. Maybe the first time you go in there, you invite the youth pastor in, you bring them in for a free workout, or you bring them in for a free meal, depending on what your business is, and you connect with them. And then maybe you bring a few of the other people from the youth group, or you take something over to them as a sample to be able to build the relationship, and you're talking to them, you're emailing them, your phone calls with them, maybe you send them a little thank you note in the mail. You're taking time to invest in that relationship. And then one day they call up and they place the order. They've got their big youth fest that's coming up, and they're going to place a monstrous order with you, or they want to rent your facility out, or whatever it is, they want to work with you in some way, and you forget. You misput it in your POS system, or it slips through the crack, or you lost your phone and you lost your calendar of events, whatever it is, you screwed up. Listen, if you didn't have a relationship with that youth pastor, you're done, right? But if you do have a relationship with them, it's a little bit easier. Actually, it's a lot easier to go back and apologize. Hey, man, I'm so sorry we screwed up. But because you have a relationship, it's going to weather the storm because you have a good, solid root system. And that's what this is all about. If you spend time to put in quality time into the relationships that you build, these relationships will pay you back for years to come. Remember, we're talking about driving traffic through the front doors of your brick and mortar business, right? We're talking about sales. We're talking about average unit volumes. We're talking about creating revenue for you and your business. And these relationships are so important. It's not like you send a mailer out in the mail and the person gets it and comes in with a coupon and buys something from you and they're gone, right? If you piss them off, they're gone, they'll never come back again. That's not a relationship, that's just a customer. I'm talking about building strategic relationships in your community and focusing on time and effort and energy to be able to put into those relationships so they can weather the storm. If there's a problem, you can deal with that. It's important for you, though, to understand that you are investing not your hard earned dollars, but your very limited time. We all have 1,440 minutes every single day, right? How are you going to invest that time? What relationships are you going to invest your time into that'll end up turning around and producing fruit? Think about the biggest oak trees in the world. They grow up strong. They last for hundreds of years. They provide, we know, they put off oxygen, right? There's a place for birds to nest. There's a place for squirrels to live. There's a place for animals to get nutrients from that tree. Think about that tree will provide you shade forever. And that's what you're doing with these relationships. Actually, if you don't mind the corny analogy, you build these relationships the right way and you build enough of them, they will provide shade for your business. And instead of maybe leaves falling to the ground, it'll be dollar bills falling to the ground because of how you have cultivated that relationship and built it. The relationship tree is a great example of Lowder relationships and relationship marketing. Take your time to invest into the relationship so you make good, solid, strong relationships that'll drive sales into the brick and mortar doors forever. And this is all part of the mission that I'm on, changing this world one relationship at a time. Get louder, plant good seeds, nurture them, water them, take care of your relationships, and they'll pay you back for a long, long time to come. Maybe even forever. This is Jason Lowder. This is the first day of 2020, and this is going to be a heck of a good year.